I'm Lisa, and this is Be the Effect, a podcast about the small, intentional shifts that create meaningful change. Here, we explore patterns, pauses, pivots, and practices so you can create that transformation from the inside out. Let's crack on. Welcome back to Be the Effect, where big change is created through little shifts. I'm Lisa, lover of perspective pivots, professional meaning maker, and a recovering overthinker who's learned that most of my stress wasn't coming from life. It was coming from the way I was interpreting it. Because sometimes change doesn't begin with action, it begins with seeing differently. So, perspective is the lens we look through. And most of the time, we don't even realize we're wearing one. We just assume what we're seeing is the truth. But here's the thing. The same situation can feel heavy, frustrating, or hopeless. Or it can feel like feedback, redirection, growth, or data, depending on the story we attach to it. Maybe there's a familiar thought loop for you. I never get it right. What if instead of fighting it, you gently asked, what if I'm learning? What if this is data, not a verdict? Same experience, very different nervous system responses. Or maybe there's an old story around connection. People always let me down. What if the reframe isn't about blaming yourself or others, but about growth? I'm learning to choose new relationships that meet me where I am now. I'm refining what I allow. Same life, same people, completely different energy. When you pivot your perspective, you don't magically erase challenges, but you do change how much power they have over you. Your body softens, your reactions slow, your choices expand, and suddenly you're no longer stuck in the pattern. You're standing just far enough back to choose again. That's the pivot. Another really great way of reframing and pivoting is to shift the statement into a question. And that's because our brains want to answer the question automatically. Feel the difference between I really need a new job and what would I choose if I got a new job? Can you feel the difference between those two? In one of them, you are in a cut-off space. In the other, you're opening it up to possibility. That's the pivot. So, here's your reflection for this week. Choose one recurring thought or belief that's been looping lately. When it shows up, pause, just like we practiced in step 2. Take the breath, feel the heartbeat, just notice, and ask, what else could be true here? What's a perspective that feels a little lighter, a little kinder, a little more empowering? Shift it into the question rather than statement. Say it out loud or write it down. Put it on your phone. Whatever format you want to do, write it on the mirror in the bathroom and notice how your body responds. That shift, that softening, that's perspective doing its work. And in the next episode, we'll bring that new lens into motion, exploring how small aligned actions create powerful ripple effects. For now, keep noticing the stories you tell yourself, not to judge them, just to see them. Because when you change the way you see something, you change how you show up to it. I'm Lisa, and this is Be the Effect, pivoting into a new reality. Thanks for listening to Be the Effect. If this episode spoke to you, share it, reflect on it, and let it ripple. Small awareness leads to intentional action. And intentional action creates ripple effects far beyond what we can see. If you'd like to explore the butterfly effect process more deeply, you'll find links in the notes. Until next time, stay present and choose to be the effect.